Once, Gautam Buddha was traveling from village to village, spreading his teachings of wisdom and compassion. One day, he arrived in a small village and decided to stay there for a few days. The news of his arrival quickly spread, and soon villagers flocked to him, eager to hear his sermons and seek solutions to their problems. Among the villagers was a woman who approached Buddha one day. She looked at him with admiration and said, "You look like a prince. Why did you renounce worldly pleasures in your youth?" Buddha smiled and replied, "I left the palace because I wanted to find answers to 3 questions. This body of ours is young and attractive now, but one day it will grow old, then it will become ill, and eventually it will die. I sought to understand the cause of old age, sickness, and death. That's why I left my palace and chose this path." The woman was deeply moved by Buddha's words. She felt a connection to his quest for truth and invited him to her home for a meal. Buddha gladly accepted her invitation. However, as news spread through the village, some people were troubled. The village head, along with a few other men, came to Buddha with a request. "Lord Buddha," they said, "please do not visit this woman's house. She has a bad reputation in our village. She has had relations with many men here. It wouldn't be proper for you to go to her home." Buddha listened patiently. He then asked the village head, "Do you believe that this woman's character is flawed, as you say?" The village head confidently replied, "Yes, she is indeed a woman of bad character." Buddha calmly took the village head's right hand in his own and asked him to clap. Confused, the village head said, "How can I clap, Lord Buddha? You are holding my other hand. It's impossible to clap with just one hand." Buddha nodded and said, "Exactly. Just as it is impossible to clap with one hand, how can this woman be flawed alone? If the men of this village are not of good character, how can the woman be? It takes 2 hands to clap. Similarly, it takes the actions of both men and women to build or destroy a character." The men in the village were taken aback by Buddha's words. They had never thought of it that way. Buddha continued, "If we want to create a good and just society, we must first improve ourselves. Only when we cleanse our hearts and minds can we expect society to change." Hearing this, the men were filled with shame. They realized that they had been quick to judge others while ignoring their own flaws. Silently, they bowed their heads and walked away, contemplating Buddha's profound lesson. Buddha's words left a lasting impact on the villagers. They understood that to improve society, they had to start by improving themselves. My dear friends, it is easy to blame others for the evils of society, but we must remember that society is made up of us. To make the world a better place, we must first change ourselves.